Bulking is perhaps the most taboo topic in the mainstream fitness culture for a multitude of reasons. Number one, its close association with being overweight has scared many people away. And indeed, if you bulk in a less calculated way, you will face a lot of health problems just like obese people. Number two, it takes considerably much more effort, dedication, and discipline to execute a successful bulking than to go through a successful fat loss. Number three, there's much more nuance in bulking compared to relatively straightforward fat loss. Number four, aesthetic compromises. Almost everybody would prefer the chiseled jawline, clear six pack looks to the puffy face, extended waistline looks. Number five, disapproval from many fitness channels. Jeff Cavalier, Greg Doucette, Scott Herman, and many others strongly oppose the idea of bulking and instead maintaining body recomposition or lean gains have become the mainstream recommendation for growing muscle. So is this tried and tested old school bodybuilding method really dead as all these fitness superstars claim? Or is it as I said in my previous videos? Once again, the mainstream fitness is pulling the wool over your eyes. In this series, I'm going to provide the most detailed analysis of bulking from 5 different angles. What is bulking? Why you should bulk? Who is for bulking? When to bulk? And of course, the most important one, how to bulk. Welcome to Fast Track Gains. I'm here to help you accelerate your gains. This is the first episode of my 7th series, bulking. Now, if you want to know more about the opposite side of bulking, please feel free to refer to my previous fat loss series. And although fat loss is a much more popular product to sell to the general public, and this series is only reserved for super hardcore fitness fanatics like me, I still want to make this statement to set the tune for the whole series. While fat loss is generally the trigger for most people to kickstart their fitness journey, bulking is generally the only way for most people to fundamentally transform their physique. Take myself for example. I started my fitness journey because I wanted to get rid of some body fat, and my transformation after the first 6 months in February 2022 was good, lean and cut as you can see, but I was only 64.5 kilos at 170 centimeters or 142 pounds at 5'7", and that was not impressive unless I take off my shirt and flex my abs. Compare this to the photo taken in June 2025. I'm 82 kilos, visually 1.5 times the size of the old me, much more muscular, and I don't need to remove any clothing to reveal that I'm jacked. But in order for me to achieve this level of transformation, I had to go through not 1, not 2, but 3 rounds of serious bulking to elevate my physique from lean and cut to athletic and muscular to thick and jacked. And I'm currently on my 4th round of bulking and weighing more than 87 kilos as I'm talking to you right now. So take my word for it, bulking is absolutely required if you want your physique to be a cut above everyone else. Alright, enough brag about myself. Let's start from the most obvious question. What is bulking? Well, according to Google, bulking is a dietary and training strategy used to increase muscle mass. It involves consuming more calories than your body burns, combined with intense resistance training to promote muscle growth and strength gains. Essentially, it's a period where you aim to gain weight, primarily muscle, while maintaining or slightly increasing body fat. And while the definition of bulking may seem straightforward, how many more calories you need to increase can vary drastically. And in my opinion, there are 3 different kinds of bulking in terms of just pure calorie percentages, and they are: number 1, sustainable long-term bulk. This is your traditional textbook definition. Increase your daily calories by 10 to 20%, and that was the bulking strategy during my whole intermediate phase. I went from 69 kilos in December 2022 to 76 kilos in August-December 2023, which is a 6 to 7 kilo weight gain in the span of 8 months. As the increase of food volume is within a reasonable range, It does not change your meal planning or training that much, and most people can carry on this kind of bulking for 6 months or possibly even longer if they do not mind some excessive body fat. Number 2, strategic, deliberate, explosive bulking. I'll refer to this kind of bulking as the sledgehammer policy, and I've talked about this extensively in my previous video. Traditional bulking may work very well before you reach your generic ceiling height, but once you have a fat-free mass index that is higher than 22, most likely the traditional bulking will fail you miserably because your body will hit quite a few sticking points, and the caloric demand it requires to break those sticky points can be literally ridiculous. In my case, in order to break my plateau, I had to add 2,000 calories more for 3 consecutive days, which is more than 50% of my daily calories. If you want to get really jacked, at some point on your training journey, you will have to resort to this sledgehammer policy. You may have to swing the hammer for only a few days, but trust me, if you don't swing the hammer, there's a high probability that you will be stuck at generic ceiling height for a very, very long time. Number 3, all-out crazy bulking. Think about when Ronnie Coleman was first introduced to Chad Nichols. Chad increased Ronnie's already substantial food volume to a whole new level, from 10 ounces of chicken per meal to 16 ounces of chicken per meal, according to Ronnie's recount. Hardworking as Ronnie Coleman, he still had to admit that it was the hardest thing he ever did in his whole entire life. Genetically gifted as Ronnie Coleman, he did not blow to the size that we were later familiar with until this crazy bulk. When Ronnie was on this bulk, there's no such a thing as calorie counting. He had to stuff his face all the time in order to grow bigger. The same thing happened to me last year between August and November, albeit at a watered down level. In order to break the genetic limit fat-free mass index 25, I had to go through an all-out crazy bulk, stuffing food in every main meal until I could not eat anymore to push my body weight from 78 kilos to 87 kilos. And I had to stop this bulking not because my body fat was out of control, not because my training has plateaued, but only because the eating has become such a burden to me that I could not keep up with the food quantities I had to consume. When you're on this bulk, as I said in my previous video, Generic Ceiling Height Part 2, eat, sleep, train will literally become your non-negotiable priority, only secondary to your job. You will have to sacrifice a lot of pleasures and a lot of other activities just to schedule your life around the kitchen, the gym, the bedroom, and the toilet. This kind of bulking is the ultimate limiting factor to determine how big you can get, and it is extremely difficult to carry on this long term. Generally, 3 months is the longest you can stay before your digestive system escalates from protest to strike. But luckily, most of you guys will stop way before you have to deploy this kind of crazy bulking, so it has much less relevance compared to the former 2 kinds of bulking. But just in case, if you want to get as jacked as me, a little bit more knowledge always helps. Alright, as you can see, there is much more than just the traditional textbook definition bulking. Yes, the textbook bulking can help you reach quite an impressive height in terms of physique development. But if you want to achieve absolutely legendary status, you may have to try something out of the textbook. As I said before, science alone won't get you jacked. That's it guys, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And in the next episode, I will continue my analysis on why you need to bulk. Stay tuned and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.